Welcome back to our science class. Today we are going to learn about a new topic, that is adaptation in living organisms. Students, open your textbook at page number 149, chapter number 10, Adaptation in living organisms. Okay, shall we start the topic? Yes. So let us learn about mind map first. So mind map for this chapter, adaptation in living organisms. So we are going to learn about habitat. Okay. So what do you mean by habitat? It's nothing but a place in the environment where a living organism lives and grows naturally. Okay. In the place in the environment where a living organism lives and grows naturally is said to be as habitat. So habitat is further classified into two main types of habitat, that is terrestrial habitat and aquatic habitat. Okay, so first about aquatic habitat. Aquatic habitat is nothing but it has organisms that live in water. So further, it is again classified into three different types: freely floating, partly submerged and fully submerged. So we are going to learn about the habitat in detail. And about terrestrial habitat, it has organisms that live in surface of land. It's again further classified into four main types. What are they? Desert, grassland, polar or mountain region and tropical. Desert, you all know. For example, camel is an organism which is living there. And then grassland, for example, lion. And polar or mountain region, it will be very cool, is it not? For example, penguin. And then about the fourth type, that is tropical. Usually it will be warm. And for example, insects. Clear? Yes. Now let us learn about each and every habitat in detail. Yes children, now about adaptations. What do you mean by the word adaptation? Living organisms have different body structure, varied eating habits, different breathing methods and different body parts for moving, is it not? A living organism might be a plant or animal or human. So we are having different eating habits, different body structure, different breathing methods, is it not? Yes. Some living organisms develop special features which help them survive better in local weather conditions. So, each and every living organism are provided with some special features. Okay. Some are having lungs to breathe. Some organisms are having gills to breathe. Is it not? Yes. So, they are having special features and those features help them survive better in local weather conditions. This characteristics of living organism is said to be as adaptation. So we are able to adapt in the environment with the help of the features which are present within our organism, within the living organism. Clear? So that's what said to be as adaptation. Clear children? Yes. Now, next thing about living organism. Living organism in an environment interact with one another. Two living organisms can also interact, or else living organism with non-living component can also interact. Okay. Living organism in an environment interact with one another and also with non-living components, forming an ecosystem. Clear? So, the study of relationship of living organism and its environment is said to be as ecology. Once again, I repeat, the study of relationship of living organism and its environment is termed as ecology. Clear? Yes. Next thing is about an ecosystem has mainly two components. What are they? Biological or biotic component. Number one, biological or biotic component. Number two, physical or abiotic component. Clear? Yes. First about biological or biotic component. What is this? All living organisms, that is plants and animals present in an environment is said to be as biological or biotic components. In short, living organisms is said to be present in an environment is said to be as biotic or biological component. Clear? Yes. Next is about physical or abiotic component. What do you mean by abiotic component? All other non-living components in the environment. So, the non-living component which is present in the environment is said to be as physical or abiotic component. Clear, children? Yes. Now, let us learn about biotic and biotic interaction. As you all know, biotic is nothing but living organisms which is present in the environment. So, we are going to learn about the interaction between biotic and biotic. Okay. So, they are dependent on each other. They are dependent on each other. How? For example, animals depend on green plants for food. Either it depends on green plants or other animals for food. Is it not? It's depending. Then animal waste products and the dead and decayed products, the dead bodies on decomposition, what it will do? It will add nutrients to soil. As it is buried in the soil, automatically it gets mixed and it adds nutrients to the soil. They are taken up by plants through roots. So, again the nutrients are absorbed by the roots. In this way, animals provide minerals to plants. So, dead and decayed are turned as a nutrient that is again absorbed by the plants. They are adding nutrients, or they provide minerals to the plants. Okay, provide minerals to plants for their growth. Ultimately, it is used for their growth. Clear, children? Yes. Yes, children. Now about biotic and abiotic interaction. Okay. So, what do you mean by abiotic? It's nothing but non-living components. Is it not? The abiotic components are shared by biotic components. So, the interactions between biotic and abiotic, living and non-living. For example, both plants and animals need air to respire, to breathe. Is it not? They need air. All living organisms need water. Is it not? All living organisms need water. Then plants need air, water, sunlight for what? For making food. What is that? Photosynthesis. Okay. Then plants also need soil to grow. Is it not? Yes. Now about habitat. Here learn till now biotic and biotic interaction and biotic and abiotic interaction. Now about habitat. What do you mean by the word habitat? Habitat is a place. It's a place in environment where a living organism lives and grows naturally. It's a place in the environment where a living organism lives and grows naturally. For example, natural habitat of tiger. Natural habitat of tiger is forest and not a zoo. Not zoo. Clear, children? Natural habitat of tiger is forest. It's not zoo. Is it not? Yes. Forest provide tiger. What and all it's providing? What this forest, which is meant to be as a habitat, is providing? Forest provides tiger with animals that it can hunt. That it can hunt for eating. It is getting food from the habitat. Is it not? Yes. Then shady trees and plants for it to hide. For it to hide, to take rest. We are getting an environment. Is it not? Yes. Then with suitable climate conditions such as sunlight and rain, everything is provided in this habitat. Is it not? Yes. A habitat provides suitable living conditions. It provides suitable living condition. For example, proper food, temperature, shelter and climatic conditions that are best suited for that organism to survive. Clear, children? Yes. So in short, a habitat is the natural home. Habitat is the natural home or environment of an animal or plant or any other organism. It's a natural home. Clear, children? Yes. Now moving further, types of habitat. There are mainly two different types of habitat. What are they? Terrestrial and aquatic. So first about terrestrial habitat. So what do you mean by the word terrestrial? It includes deserts, forest, mountain and grassland. Desert, forest, mountains and grassland. A wide variety of plants and animals live on land. Is it not? So many animals, so many plants are there in land. For example, horse, deer, human, trees, dogs, snakes, elephant, so many. Is it not? Yes. So the plants and animals which live on land is said to be as terrestrial organism. It's living in terrestrial habitat. Clear? Second type of habitat, that is aquatic habitat. What do you mean by aquatic habitat? Water bodies of all forms serve as aquatic habitat for a wide variety of plants and animals. I repeat, water bodies of all forms. It might be fresh water or sea water, that is saline water. It forms serve as aquatic habitat for a wide variety of plants and animals. Clear, children? Yes. Yes, children. Now, aquatic habitats are further classified into two main types. What are they? Marine and freshwater. Marine and freshwater habitat. So, ponds, lakes, river an ocean or example of aquatic habitat. They form natural home for aquatic organisms such as fish, ducks and algae. Clear? Yes. Now, some organisms are there which are exceptions, that is, that can live both in land and in water. Let us learn about that. Frogs and salamanders are capable of living on land as well as in water. So, they can survive both in land and in water. So, that is said to be as amphibians. Amphibians. Aerial habitat. What do you mean by aerial habitat? This is the third type, aerial habitat. So, we have learned till now terrestrial and aquatic. Then, apart from these two main types, two more types are there, said to be as aerial and arboreal. So, what do you mean by aerial habitat? It has organism which can fly, that is said to be as aerial organisms. For example, birds. That habitat is said to be as aerial habitat. Clear? Next thing is about arboreal habitat. What do you mean by this? Organisms which can spend most crucial part of lives on trees, which can spend on trees. For example, monkeys, squirrels. Okay, so this is one example for arboreal habitat. And then next is about adaptation. So I already said about adaptation. Now we are going to learn in another way the same adaptation. That is, an organism that live in a particular habitat that may not be able to survive in another habitat. So, some organisms which are suited for the particular habitat cannot survive, not be able to survive in another habitat. For example, a fish cannot survive on land, is it not? Yes. A monkey cannot live in water, isn't it? Yes. A camel cannot live in a thick forest. Okay. So, such feature that enable an organism to adjust or adapt to its surroundings are called adaptive features or adaptations. I repeat, such features that enable an organism to adjust or adapt to its surroundings are called adaptive features or adaptations. Clear? Yes. Now about adaptation for terrestrial habitat. What do you mean by this? So, as you all know, terrestrial, your land, is it not? Organisms which live on land. So, we are going to learn about that. So, first about desert. A desert is a region with scanty rainfall. It's less than 25 centimeter annually. It is usually very hot during day with temperature above 50 degrees centigrade and cold at night with temperature at 0 degree centigrade. Plants like cacti and acacia grow in deserts. For example, cacti and acacia grow in deserts. Clear, children? Yes. Yes, children. Now about examples for desert animals. That is camel, kangaroo, rat, desert, snake are common examples. Then plants have a well-developed long and deep root system. Okay, plants which are surviving in deserts have usually well developed long and deep rooted system. Long and deep rooted, deep root system. Clear? So, it helps to reach and draw underground water. Since it is long and deep rooted, it is helping to draw the water from underground. Clear? Yes. Next about plant stem. What about the stem? Stems will be modified to perform function of photosynthesis in cactus. So, the stem will modify. Usually, photosynthesis will take place in leaves, is it not? But here, in desert plants, it's modified. Stems are modified to perform the function of photosynthesis in cactus plant, for example. Okay. Then, in cactus, desert plant. In cactus, desert plant is also called as succulent plant. Desert plant is also said to be as succulent plants. Clear? They are usually covered with waxy coating to prevent water loss. Okay. So, generally this desert plants are covered with waxy coating. The leaves are usually covered with waxy coating to prevent water loss. Then, animals which are there in the deserts, for example, camel. It has long and thick eyelashes. How it will be? Long and thick eyelashes, so that it prevents sand from entering the eyes. From entering the eyes. Clear? Then, they also have thick padded feet. They have thick padded feet that enable it to walk on sand. Since it has thick padded feet, it will be help to walk on the sand. Then, a camel can drink enormous amount of water at a time that can last for a long time. So that it can drink lot amount of water at a time, so that it can last for long time. Clear? Hump of camel. What do you mean by the word hump? Back. Okay, the back of camel, it stored fats that are gradually used up during long journeys. So, the back of camel, a hump of camel, will have stored fats. That are gradually used up during long journeys. As fats get used, hump reduces in size. As fats get used, hump reduces in size. So, this is what about desert habitat. Second thing is about polar and mountain region. What do you mean by this polar or mountain region? It's covered with snow. Snowfall is common during winter. In this place, snowfall is common during winter. So, the plants which are surviving in this polar or mountain region, for example, pines and conifers. Animals such as yaks, mountain goats, sheep, polar bear and penguin. Okay. So, these are different animals. Then, plants are generally conical in shape. They have the leaves which are conical in shape, okay, which allows which allows snow to slide off easily. Since they are in a conical shape, automatically the snow which falls on the leaf will slide off easily. Otherwise, branches will fall off due to weight of snow. Since it is a cool place, it is covered with snow, the leaves will slide off the snow so that it will be easy. If not, it will become heavy. Okay. Then leaves. How about the leaves? Leaves are needle-like shape and covered with waxy coating. Generally, they are having waxy coating and they are needle-like shape. Now about animals which are present in polar region. Animals like yak have thick hair on their bodies. So the purpose of that thick hair is to keep them warm. In this climate, cool climate. Clear? They use their horn and hooves to break ice on ground and graze on grass. Okay. Then mountain goats. Some other animals like mountain goats which have strong hooves for moving up and down. Clear? Then polar bears have thick skin or fur that protects them from cold. Then penguins. Penguins have oily and waterproof feathers. How it will be? Oily and waterproof feathers, in addition to a layer of fat under skin. Clear, children? So we have learned, as of now we have learned desert and polar. Is it not? Yes. The next thing is continued as grasslands. Okay. So grasslands are dominated by the presence of grasses and trees. The weather conditions are generally dry and windy. They support a rich variety of flora and fauna. Grasses, which includes plants such as grasses, small plants, animals, which includes organisms such as grasses, small plants and animals. So this flora is nothing but plants. They show following adaptive features. What are they? Plants have well-developed deep root system. Has presence of thin leaves in the plant. They have thin leaves which prevent water loss. The stalks of leaves will be flexible to withstand strong wind current. Clear? Yes. Next about animals, the grazing animals which are surviving in grassland. Okay. It have flat, broad and strong hind teeth for chewing grass. The animals which are surviving in grasslands usually have flat, broad and strong hind teeth for chewing grass. They have long intestine for digesting grass. They have long intestine. They have strong and muscular legs to run away from predators. To run away from predators, they are having muscular legs. Clear? Yes. So as of now, we have learned about desert, polar and grassland. Now, let us continue, that is tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforest. The climate is warm. How about the climate in tropical? The climate is warm. It rains almost every day. It rains almost every day. The trees present in forest, how it will be? They are so dense. They are so dense. Clear? Yes, children. Now, the trees present in such forests are so dense. They are dense. The amount of sunlight reaching the ground is very low. The amount of sunlight reaching the ground is very low. Plants have leaves which are grooved. What do you mean by the word grooved? With some depressions. Okay, with some depressions. Then they have drip tips to allow excess of rainwater to fall off from the surface. They have drip tips. Then this prevents, so that excess water is removed out from the leaf surface, so automatically it prevents rotting of leaves. Rotting of leaves due to water accumulation. Clear? Yes. Because very little sunlight reaches the lower vegetation, all smaller plants have larger leaves. In this tropical habitat, usually sunlight will be very little amount they will get. Okay. So just because they are getting very lower or little amount of sunlight, even smaller plants have larger leaves, big leaves, so that they can absorb maximum sunlight. They can absorb maximum sunlight. Clear? Yes. Then about animals. Animals which are there in the tropical habitat. They mostly live on trees and have developed strong arm muscles to help them swing from one tree to another. They have strong arm muscles which is helping to swing from one tree to another. Clear, children? Yes. So this is what about tropical habitat. So as of now, we have learned desert, polar, grassland and tropical rainforest. Is it not? Yes. Yes, children. Now let us learn about plant adaptation. Plant adaptations. Okay. So this climber is basically, it will grow on tree tops. Okay. It needs a support. It will grow towards the sunlight. It will grow towards the sunlight. Wherever it is getting the sunlight, with the same direction, with the help of a support, it might be a solid support, it might be a tree or any other thing, it will grow. Clear? So this is one kind of adaptation. This is one example for adaptation. Clear? Another example is this leaf. You can see this large leaf. You can see large leaf. Okay. So usually in tropical habitat, these kind of leaves, more than this also it will be big, so that it will absorb maximum sunlight. The plants will be very small, but the leaves will be very big, so that it will absorb maximum sunlight. Clear? So this is also an example for plant adaptation. Yes, children. Now you can have a look on this leaf. This leaf scientific name of the leaf is Calotropis gigantea. Clear? Yes. Now, this leaf has a waxy coating. It's soft, waxy coating. Okay. This waxy coating is because of the presence of cutin. Cutin. Clear? It's a wax-like material which is produced by the plant, which has mainly hydroxy fatty acid. The purpose of this covering is to help the plant to retain water. To retain water. Can you see this? Water is there, will retain water. So that it keeps the plant cool. This waxy coating keeps the plant cool and reduce evaporative loss of water. So this is also one example. Clear? This is also one type of plant adaptation. Yes children, now let us learn about adaptations for aquatic habitat. Clear? Yes. So it can be, this aquatic habitat can be either freshwater or marine water, sea water. Okay. So it can be either freshwater, that is ponds, lakes and rivers, else marine, it might be from sea and ocean. Clear? Yes. So the animals which are present in this aquatic habitat, like fishes and frogs, and plants like lilies and Balasinaria, these are some common examples which are found in fresh water. Then shark, whales, dolphins, seaweeds, marine water. So they are some examples which are present in marine water, sea water. Clear? Yes. Then the aquatic plants are also known as hydrophytes. How? They are also said to be as hydrophytes. Okay. Then it can be free floating. This aquatic plants can be of three types. That is free floating, partly submerged or fully submerged. So let us learn one by one. First about adaptive features of free floating or partly submerged plants. So generally these two types of plants have roots which are poorly developed. The roots are poorly developed, or else it might be totally absent. It is totally absent. Then a water lily or lotus plant is partly submerged. So for an example, for partly submerged plant, water lily or lotus is considered to be as partly submerged plant. Then they are considered as partly submerged. Why? Because as they are rooted in water body. We are calling it as partly submerged. Okay. Then leaves are tough and covered with cuticle. Lotus leaf generally have this cuticle, which is a fatty acid. Clear? Then so that the water does not collect over them. It does not totally absorb. The leaves does not totally absorb. You could have seen some droplets in the lotus leaf. Is it not? It stays separately in the leaf. Isn't it? Yes. Then the stomata or the breathing pores of the plant are found in the upper surface of the leaves. Where it will be in this water plant, that is aquatic plants, stomata or the breathing pores will be in the upper surface of the leaves. So that it helps to facilitate gaseous exchange. Clear? Yes. Yes children. Now let us learn about the adaptive features of fully submerged plants. Okay. Plants like Vallisneria, Hydrilla and Hornwort are some examples for this fully submerged plants. So, they exhibit following adaptive features. Number 1, roots. About the roots, roots are either totally absent or they have very poorly developed roots, and they only provide anchorage. Then about stomata. Stomata are absent since this gaseous exchange occurs through general body surface. It occurs through general body surface. No waxy coating in their leaves since there is no threat of water loss. Clear? Yes. Then features exhibited by aquatic animals. Now we are going to learn about aquatic animals. They have streamlined bodies. What do you mean by the streamlined bodies? Middle part will be thicker, and if you are taking a fish, the middle side will be thicker and it tapers. It gradually reduces its size at both the ends. Is it not? So, such body is said to be as streamlined body. Such body is said to be as streamlined body. Okay. So, they have streamlined bodies that help them in swimming. There are some exceptions, like some animals which are exceptions, that is octopus and squids. They does not have the streamlined body, but still they assume a streamlined shape while swimming. They assume a streamlined shape while swimming. Clear? Yes. Organisms such as fish have gills. As you all know, fish have gills to breathe and fins that help them to swim. Clear? Then aquatic birds. Birds like ducks. Aquatic birds like ducks. They have webbed feet, as you all know. Is it not? They have webbed feet for swimming, which is suitable for swimming. The oil glands under their tails produce oil that helps in waterproofing their feathers. What I said, the oil glands which are present in the tail, it produce oil. It produces oil that helps in waterproofing their feathers. Clear, children? Yes. Yes, children. Now an activity for you all. What is that? Visit any habitat that is closed and convenient to access. What is that? It may be a garden, pond, lake. Notice the surroundings. Notice the surroundings. Notice the kind of plants and animals found in the habitat. Visit any park or pond or lake. Find out the plant and animals in that. Okay. And then check to the adaptive features. Check to the adaptive features with respect to their surroundings. Clear? And submit the report and forward it in your class email ID. This is your activity. Children, with this we had come to an end of this chapter. After watching the video, read the chapter thoroughly so that you can understand well. Let us meet in the next class. Thank you. Thank you all.